First of our four honorees this evening, it's St. Thomas the Apostle, Roman Catholic Church. We're celebrating and honoring their 100th anniversary of leadership, spiritual leadership in our community. Accept the award. Yes. Accepting the award on behalf of the church will be the Reverend Frank C. Tumino, and presenting will be Mr. Roger Hennon, a board member of ours, and Mr. Joe Vergona, a former Man of the Year. Reverend Tumino, you got a call?
I'll call you up at the right time. I will. I'll come on. Thanks, Vance. I just have one thing to start off with. When he was listing all of the honorees, he forgot one person. Me. I was Man of the Year in 2006. And I don't feel too bad. My throat's a little hoarse tonight, but I'm going to try the best. I know when I was chosen to make this address, I was told that try to keep everything down to a minimum. Now, for me to keep something down to a minimum, I have my notes in front of me. So I just brought a few notes with me so I could use to refer to I just hope I can read them all. But first of all, I'd like to say that I am honored to have been selected to make this presentation to honor the Church of St. Thomas the Apostle, for which I've been a member for at least 55 years already. And I'm very proud to be a member. But before I do, I'd like to take you back 100 years. The time was, the number of people coming into Woodhaven was tremendous. And they sort of wanted to live in the suburbs. So with all this influx of people coming in, Bishop Charles McDonald, who was the Bishop of Brooklyn, appointed Father Andrew Klarman, pastor of St. Elizabeth's Church in Ozone Park, to start a mission church in order to serve the needs of the people north of Fulton Avenue, which is now known as 91st Avenue. Excuse me. I knew I was going to get hoarse tonight. Now, whoops. I told you I needed notes. In April of 1908, Father Klarman purchased 14 lots of land on 88th Avenue between 87th and 88th Streets. Ground was broken in October of the same year, and thus began the start of the St. Thomas Mission Church. Now Father Klarman had responsibilities for administering not only the St. Thomas Missionary Church, but also St. Elizabeth's Parish. Now, in order to raise the money, he first started going house to house asking for donations. And he found that the generosity of these people, of these pioneer parishioners, was so great that he wrote, contrary to my expectations, it is, contrary to my expectation, it did not prove to be an extremely unpleasant. The generosity of the people of this time was overwhelming. And I find that generosity is still prevailing now. Also, to insist on raising more money for to build the church, a group of the prominent men and women got together and started what they called a Building Fund Society. One fundraising event had been an 11-day fair, which despite the inclement weather proved very successful, and again prompted Father Klarman to write. He used to love to write, from what I've known about him. The energy, enthusiasm, and goodwill of this first nest of St. Thomas Parish is phenomenal. I don't know where he got the word nest from, but it must have meant something then. Now the wood frame church was now built and dedicated on April 18, 1909. It had a seating capacity of 500 people, plus 100 could sit in the choir loft. On July 1st, 1910, the church was officially dedicated, and Father Klarman was appointed the first pastor of St. Thomas the Apostle Parish. He now was able to devote his time to the spiritual needs of the parish. Many societies were formed, such as the Holy Name Society for men, Ladies' Altar Society for the women, and the Sodalities for children, the Children of Mary for girls, and St. Aloysius for boys. Now it's also interesting to know, when I was doing some research, that St. Thomas was the first parish in the diocese to organize a Christian doctrine society. When I was growing up, I think we called it Confraternity of Christian Doctrine, and now we call it Faith Formation. It now became apparent there was a need to educate the children, to give them a good Catholic education. And on July 1915, ground was broken for the first for the first school on 88th Street. The doors were opened on September 16, 1916, with an attendance of 650 children. It was staffed by 9 Dominican nuns, with Sister Rose Gertrude as its first principal. I don't know if any of our parishioners here know Sister Rose.
I do.
Wow. Very unusual. Who said that? Oh, Miss Judy. Oh, okay. You don't look that old. All right, funny things are awful. Let me get back to this. As the parish continued to flourish, the need for a larger church became apparent. Since the congregation were predominantly German, as Father Klarman was, you can see why the church was built to resemble a church similar to the country churches that you would find in Bavaria in southern Germany. The cornerstone was laid in 1922 and construction began. October 7th, 1923, the new church was complete and dedicated by Bishop Thomas E. Malloy. As families increased, and families did increase in those days, it was decided that they needed a second school. So in 1929, construction of the new school on 87th Street was started, replacing the old mission church. The new school had 6 classrooms and 850-seat auditorium. Now let me fast forward a bit now, because I know you're probably getting tired.